It's officially halfway through October, so it is time to lock in for next year. And I did this last year and I found that I had much more success with my New Year's resolutions. Basically, what we're doing is the Great Lock-In, and if you haven't seen it or heard about it, it's basically spending the last 3 months of the year preparing for a more productive, building that momentum to take you into next year. As somebody who always made January 1st New Year's resolutions, when I compare that to the results that I had last year, I found that starting earlier, just that head start gives you more motivation. You don't feel like you're starting from scratch on January 1st. You just have already built up that mindset, that momentum. I wanted to do this video to share with you guys, and I figured we could all do it together. We could lock in together in whatever goals that you have for the next year and basically get started now. I broke this down into a few categories. We have self-care, health, wealth. Let's get into it. I do feel that health and self-care do kind of go together, so we'll start there. And one of the biggest things I always talk about is improving my sleep. Finally have gotten myself on a better schedule, and whenever I see like the prerequisites, I'm gonna call it the prerequisites for any condition, sleep is always on there. So you definitely want to get your sleep in check because it's something that can lead to so many different things. The blue light from your phone does impact your sleep, so basically prevents you from being able to fall asleep. It keeps you awake and alert. I find just putting my phone away, sometimes I do listen to things like while I'm falling asleep. I'll listen to some of my favorite podcasts, but just staying off my phone and keeping any shows that I want to watch to the weekend. Also under the self-care and health category would be my exercises or movement. So I've been doing a lot of walking and some weights as well. So walking and weights are my workout routines of choice, and I've been having a lot more success doing those as opposed to anything else. As somebody who deals with PCOS, I find that walking is the best form of cardio for me. I can do interval walking or just regular walking, but walking in general seems to be the best thing for my PCOS. It doesn't raise my cortisol. It doesn't make me super tired and exhausted and then really hungry after. So I've been doing a lot of walking. I cannot shut up about 10K steps. I am talking about it every day. Honestly, I have my ring to track my steps. Sometimes I use my phone if I don't have my ring on or my watch, but I've noticed a big improvement in just like retaining fluid, for example, is something that I've seen a difference with walking. Finding the workout that works best for you is key because it's never one size fits all. Another habit is drinking more water, which is something that I always struggle with as long as I've known myself. So I gave myself a water goal and I am sticking to it. So what I've been doing lately that's been really helping me is all the different things that I've been adding to the water. So I have regular water, but then I also have my Armor water, and then I also do my Salud water or whatever electrolyte pouch that I'm using at the moment. So right now I am using Salud. I have tried Element, but for me personally it has too much sodium, so it's a no-go for me. And I've also tried Liquid IV, which I don't mind Liquid IV, but I find that the Saluds don't have as much sodium, at least the one that I am using. But also you can do regular water, but I like to switch it up a little bit. Sometimes I add lemon to my water. The goal is to increase my water intake by any means necessary, period. Also under the health and self-care is my mental health. Obviously that's like a big one for me and something that I've neglected, or I used to neglect, I would say, for so long. I've gone through a lot of mental battles, things that I didn't even know I was going through until after the fact, like postpartum depression, and didn't even realize I was going through it until I came out on the other side and realized I was going through it terribly. It's so important to be aware, have self-awareness of where you are mentally. You know, take self-reflection, take a step back, see how you're doing. Journal, therapy, speaking to people, whatever you need to do to just get your mind right is so important, and something that I neglected for so long, mostly because I didn't realize I was neglecting it. It wasn't like I was intentionally doing it. It's just that I didn't know. Like I didn't know better. I didn't know there was an issue until after the fact. So that's something that I've been working on for a while, and I continue to do and continue to improve on how I do it. Staying away from negativity is so big for me. Even consuming that stuff online does impact my life. I am a empath, I guess. So basically I absorb everything. So just keeping that stuff away from me, minimizing as much as I can the negative things online. I try to block words as soon as I realize there's a new trend or new hot topic and it's full of negativity, I will immediately block it. Like, I'll see it, maybe I'll read a few posts, but then I'll go ahead and block it because I know it's going to go on and on and on, and it's going to literally enrage me if I disagree with it. So I just block it, mute it, whatever I got to do. Just, you know, and I also try to not follow any, like, I don't follow like the shade room or anything like that that is going to just continuously spew negative things. I don't watch the news. Like, yeah, no. I'll find out if I need to know. I don't go on X. And this is something that may not affect the next person, but personally, it definitely does impact me. So it's something that I'm aware of and I try to avoid. If you're somebody who has a lot of negative people around you, try to limit your time around them. I know for some cases it's impossible, like it's a family member or a co-worker, it's almost impossible. I've been in that situation. As part of my self-care and mental health, I also like to read my Bible, pray, and also journal. Meditation is something that's also on my to-do list, which I do get around to it sometimes, but not as much as I would like to and not as much as I need to. That's one of those things that I definitely want to include more so during this time period so I can build that muscle memory. By January, I will be meditating every single day. That's my goal. For me, prayer always helps. Whenever I'm feeling just anything, honestly, happy, sad, confused, mad, prayer always helps. It just really grounds me. It just gets me together. Always is a mind shift for me. Like, whatever emotion I'm going through or feeling, after prayer, it completely changes every single time. This section is pretty long, but let's get into diet. Diet has been my hardest thing. Diet, as you probably know, if you don't know, I've been on the journeys, okay? I've done all the journeys with diet, and currently I am basically counting my calories, being very mindful of what I'm eating, making better decisions, healthier decisions, and trying to not let my emotions affect how I'm eating. Also staying away from Johnny. I'm just kidding. Does your spouse or your partner affect your eating habits? Because I've realized that my eating habits and what I eat is heavily influenced by Johnny. So I have to mentally tell myself, like, no, like, you're not gonna eat that. When he says he's hungry and you're not hungry, don't just go eating with him. Can't be the only one. Let me know in the comments if you experience this as well. By eating more protein, less processed foods, more whole foods, basically. And this is the hardest time to be on track when it comes to diet. It's the holiday season. You're gonna have Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything in between. Like, everyone's throwing parties every other weekend. So it's literally the hardest time. You're finding alternatives that work for you and satisfy your cravings is definitely key. Lastly, for health is keeping up with supplements. So a big supplement for me the past year or 2 years, I should say, has been vitamin D. And I didn't realize how much vitamin D affected me. Let's just say it was affecting a lot. And I think that one of the biggest contributors to my PCOS was low vitamin D levels. And it wasn't until a few years ago that I had my levels checked and I realized how low they really were. They were depleted. Like, they did not exist. Even if you are getting sun, apparently it's not enough sun. Get your levels checked. Vitamin D literally affects everything. Since being consistent with taking vitamin D, I can definitely see the changes in my body and in my functioning. Multivitamin is always good. Omega-3s. I also like Armra, which is a colostrum. But I'm always trying new things when it comes to wellness. If you watch my vlogs, you know. But yeah, those are the current ones that I have been taking. Oh, I also take chlorophyll. And then lastly, wealth. Basically just managing and being accountable, sticking to budgets, creating opportunities for more income. Those are the things that I'm personally going to be working on as a content creator. Just basically doubling down on my content, reaching out to brands, affiliate marketing, like anything that I need to do for my personal business. In that sense, what I will be working on in the next 3 months. This is a busy season. Those are the goals and what I'm working on in that regard. But I also wanted to give you a few tips in terms of consistency. A few things that I find that really work for me is basically building routines. So keeping yourself accountable by creating a routine, putting it in your notes app or somewhere where you can check it daily to remember. A lot of times when I don't do things is because I forgot. Like, I genuinely forgot to do it. Having a list somewhere, whether it's in your notes app, in your agenda, in your iPad, wherever you want to put it, so you can check it off every day and put in those essential things on there, like taking your vitamins, getting a workout in, taking the meat out the freezer in the morning so you don't have to order food later on. Clearly, I'm talking to myself. Whatever it is that you need to do, put it on that list. You could also use a habit tracker where you can track every day for certain habits that you want to, achieve. Maybe skincare is something that you want to keep up with, so you can put that on there. And that's also part of like self-care, I guess, like skincare. Keeping up with your skincare is so important. It's one of those things that also gets me going, like doing my skincare, taking care of myself, taking a shower, getting put together, putting on a little makeup. That definitely will boost my mood. Like, I'm more productive when I feel good, when I look good. So doing those little things always helps. Even to run errands, you don't always have to look bummy. You can look cute. As I was saying, having a habit tracker is great if you wanted to track your habits. Like I said earlier, I try not to engage in negative media, but I do like to consume positive things that are going to help me. And some of the things I like listening to a podcast, or sometimes I read books, mostly podcasts as of recently, because I usually do it while I'm walking, and it's a great way to get your walk in. I actually listened to a Mel Robbins podcast this morning, and it was so good. I'm going to have it linked below. It was, you need to listen to it. I feel like this episode goes perfectly for getting ready for the new year. If I forget to link it, somebody please let me know so I can go ahead and link it when this video is up. I don't listen to everything she puts out, but this particular episode I thought was perfect for this season, perfect for this type of a topic. All right, girl, that is everything that I am doing for the great lock-in. Hopefully you do it with me. Comment below if you're going to be locking in. We are going to be rolling into January with all the momentum. Even if it's not perfect, just having that consistency over the next few months will help you have a better year. So hopefully you do it with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.